A new week begins and Hulu provide the entertainment for my first video of the week, and it is a horror film, a genre which I feel is really difficult to master, but those who manage to hit the mark are some of the best movies, mainly because of the vibe that they can set. But what about this one? Does he check all the right marks? By the by, I'm the movie guy, and this is my review for Awoken.
I'm gonna make him an offer again.
I drink your milkshake.
Why so serious?
I am your father.
You talking to me?
Say what again?
Are you not entertained?
Awoken tells the story of Carla, a young med student who is very concerned for the health of her brother Blake, who has a form of insomnia called FFI. He basically can't sleep until he dies. She feels the hospital is not helping him enough, so she takes his brother to a secret location where she pursues other treatments. Her brother, however, becomes possessed by an angry spirit. This is a horror movie, but I didn't really get scared at all throughout the movie, which didn't even try enough to make me scared. The techniques that were used, however, were very uninspiring. It was basically just a case of things appearing on screen accompanied by scary music. The vibe also wasn't that scary. It resembled the vibe of a B-level horror film, which this one essentially is. This is a possession film. Blake has been possessed by a demon that exists in the land that is on the brink of falling asleep but still awake. And if the person can't get any sleep, then the demon can take over entirely, and that's what the demon is trying to do to Blake. I like that the demon receives a proper background, and he is pretty creepy. The makeup in this movie is actually pretty good. Even though this is a B-level movie, the patients that can't sleep have black makeup around their eyes. Blake even has his backbone poking out of his skin, and that gave me chills. The characters were really bland. Carla, the protagonist, really annoyed me because she is the protagonist that always chooses the worst option possible. In a movie about insomnia, she willingly chooses to have sleepless nights. Blake is her brother and he is not only sick, but possessed. Bummer, right? Pat is Carla's former lover and he takes care of Blake, and there is some drama in their past and it feels like a soap opera storyline every time they bring it up. It's the part of the video where you guys can learn some trivia about the movie. Writer, producer, director Daniel J. Phillips has said about this movie that he doesn't want to rely on blood and gore, and he wants to make a movie that will make people scared of staying awake, not scared of falling asleep. Reportedly, FFI is a real condition that affects about 60 to 70 families around the world, and the film was produced entirely in South Australia. Sarah West plays Carla, the protagonist, and she's alright without being spectacular. There wasn't really a performer that made me think of them as a future talent, but none of them were bad either. They were essentially pedestrian. Benson Jack Anthony plays Blake, and I guess he is my standout performer because there were moments where he was genuinely creepy. My favorite scene is the suicide of an insomnia patient trapped inside of a room with possessed Blake. Her name is Angela and she's very scared. She begs Carla to take her away from Blake, and when Carla enters the room to save her, it is too late as she has been possessed too. She tells Carla in a devilish voice that this is for her and she kills herself. It was actually a very disturbing scene. I didn't like this movie. It wasn't scary or thought-provoking. The twist ending at the end wasn't that good or necessary in my opinion. The characters were bland, and I guess the only thing that I enjoyed was the attention to detail paid to the demon's backstory. So my rating for Awoken is 1.5 stars. For my alternative pick, I choose The Machinist. Christian Bale plays Trevor Resnick, an industrial worker who hasn't slept in over a year.